Hello.
I just got off the phone with Alfonso. And you know, he's they have mobilized their own colors under the banner of red. DOC painted vehicles. Some have defected. Drone bombs, etc., still in control. Where I'm going with this, Sean, is on the phone with Alfonso, he was complaining about some body that Remedy brought into prison, which is a whole fucking separate thing. TLDR, CMC released a body to her. Has anyone spoken to you about this?
Opal did.
Okay. What is your position on it?
Well, over the past, since I've been a judge, Samuel has done an excellent job at making sure it doesn't really matter what people do beyond them giving the body out to them.
So
but
you can have sex with a dead body?
You see what I'm saying? Like, under, if I'm not mistaken, which I'm not extremely familiar with Samuel legislation, but from previous iterations, for a while, when I first got hired as a judge, you could do that, and it wouldn't be a fucking problem, which made no sense.
What?
Yeah.
So how do you infer? Okay.
So I'll tell you what I told Opal, and what's important in that situation is not so much the body, because I think at best you can I
ask something before we go down that line of thinking? Is while that was true at one point, I could have sworn there was legislation that prevents the handing over of a body and X, Y, and Z, right?
I know when Angela Adams was Samuel director, she put stuff in like that, but stuff has been repealed and changed around since.
Yeah, I was under the impression that there was legislation that, like, if you're you're granting the body over, that is under the condition of, like, you know, reasonability, right? But if you're like, yo, dog, I'm gonna take this body and put it into prison, you're handing over control of it. You're introducing. I mean, it opens up to what you said. I was under the impression that someone, I guess it's Angela, had put something in, because otherwise you can. I'm using the extreme example of like having sex with a body. Obviously, that's not what's happening here, but
that's how you make the point, though, right? Like,
yes.
Is it? Because people, if you say, "Oh, is it illegal for me to move a body?" It's like people are gonna think maybe not, because it's a practical thing. But obviously, when it comes to desecration, which I read the charge correct earlier, desecration is kind of vague.
Well, yeah, it is. So communication, I mean, whatever happened, right? They apparently cremated him in there.
I mean, unless there's an exemption to felony possession of human remains, that like her taking the body anywhere is technically a crime.
Yeah, there's also like, let's even dice it up to the most like particulars here, because Remedy is crazy. And to highlight the point, she used to work with the Faceless, but also love her brother, and now she has been going around complaining how hard we went on. I don't fucking know. Whatever. She's crazy, right? I do believe that she probably wanted him buried, like a funeral to be done with the Babylonians. But the problem that we have isn't necessarily that, right? That he got buried with his friends. It's the way by which it occurred, because it opens the door that, hey, I'm on someone's emergency contact list. I'm going to take that body and I can do whatever I want with it. There is no conditional of you can have the body.
It's supposed to be the primary.
Sure, even if it's the primary, right? One would think, and I feel like that's what the spirit of the law is that you give the body with the expectation that it is getting buried, right? Whether it's in San Andreas or somewhere else. But with it being rather blanket, you know, you can do whatever. In this case, doing the whatever is, let me go into Cleveland and do a cremation. I don't know. It's strange.
Right. But at the same time, so I'll tell you what I told Opal.
Yeah.
When it comes to how can we stop her from doing this? There's a state of emergency, and going in there could constitute felony obstruction alone.
Yeah.
And then also, she told me that you guys contacted her before she went there and said, don't go, which
we did.
With the state of emergency is a lawful order. So that's disobeying a peace officer at minimum.
It's arguably aiding and abetting.
Well, that's what I'm getting to. When if she gets to the prison and if she hands the body into the prison, you could articulate that the body is contraband. Because
100%.
Why would DOC allow a body in there? Now, also, you could if that is denied here, on its face, anything that's on Leon Edwards' body is contraband. And then if she goes in, that's not only felony trespassing, but then you could possibly articulate her as an accessory to whatever the fuck is going on.
I want to be clear here. My goal about charging remedy is that's local PD.
Well, it's more to stop that from happening. Which is what
that's exactly.
Opal wanted to do like an injunction, and I was like, listen, you can do an injunction, but what I'm saying, what I just told you is what I told her, and I was like, look, what I told you is how you stop it, not like if you do an injunction, it's gonna happen regardless. And sure, you'll add the charge of violating a court order and forever warrant based on that. But what does that do to stop the situation?
For me, in the grand scheme of things, stopping her bringing a fucking body in is like, I don't even give a fuck. I mean, we don't want anyone to bring anything in there, right? We want these people to. I'm saying in general, when I weigh all the things I'm handling right now, it's like I have no interest in charging her myself. I would like others to do the police work. But for me, like my interest is more in what is the law surrounding this? Is there a gap, right? And what does this open the door for in the future? So it sounds like maybe this is a conversation to have with Sama. Or we have to then just wait until, someone takes a body and then is like, I'm sexing this in Legion Square. And then we make the law.
That's the issue, right? I mean, there could be something in a different piece of legislation that I didn't read. But in neutral, where it talks about what happens with deceased people, says the deceased remain in medical custody until a primary emergency contact requests a release. There's no this is what a release means, this is what it allows. So there's nothing spirit or otherwise that would say that you're not in possession of human remains if you are if you take custody of the body. There's no protections for that. It's like, oh, well, this won't constitute this charge or that charge, right? It literally it's one sentence. I think it might got removed. The deceased remain in medical custody until a primary emergency contact requests a release.
I'm starting to wonder if the legislation got removed.
Well, this one did get changed. This one's from May 2nd.
Okay. And maybe that's what it is.
It's like I said, Angela Adams did a bunch of stuff when she was in, right after Perry. Obviously they both cranked out work and put a lot of stuff up. And then Stacey fucked with shit and Jackie moved stuff around, so it just kind of cooked.
Oh, isn't Jackie's hearing today?
I think the result is today.
I think it might actually be in 9 minutes.
State of emergency. You might want to let Norman know that he should be okay to do it, because he might. If you want
to let him know, I think most of the state of emergency is going to be contained to Bolingbrook. I'm
Okay.
You're talking on radio, Brian.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
So I will say that I'm still waiting for the states making discussion, discussing some things. So I'm kind of like in a bit of a holding pattern and just kind of keeping people calm and not overtly freaking out, right, over the situation. I mean, there's things to fear,
I get
but
it.
then
It's
unprecedented, yeah. Okay.
Like, I haven't been around a long time, but I don't think someone has ever taken over the prison like this before, to the point where they literally could do whatever they want in there.
Okay. Let me see. There's something else I wanted to mention to you, and now it's completely escaping me. Yes. As I was discussing with Alfonso, the idea of like, I said something along the lines of, you're lucky I don't drop a fucking bomb in there, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously that's not going to happen, but he got on this whole moral thing of like, how dare you say something like that? And I kind of took a step back and I'm like, you're a self-proclaimed nation and treasonists. What do you think would happen anywhere else in the world?
That's funny to take a moral high ground and be shocked that you would say that, because like they are fundamentally fleeing felons. They could be shot down at any moment without any warning because they are fleeing felons actively.
I've been trying to initiate as much as I can today. But
you know what I mean. Like,
no. I do.
These people are delusional.
Yeah.
So it's not outside of the realm that they don't understand basic concepts.
But as I was like going through this, like, trying to, because I have this problem where even if someone has a cooked position, I try to play the whole like put yourself in their shoes thing and try to like understand how they came to that position, right? To either better understand the argument or convey why it's a bad argument or whatever it might be. And
I can tell you why he thinks that.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how the state has been outside of like the last 6 months, right? Of you guys dealing with them and the faceless and archivists, this, that, and the third, right? How the state as a whole has been, where people do these things and it's kind of just like, oh yeah, you're on bail. Okay, bye-bye. But like with all the changes in the last, like since this year has started, and changes not only to procedure on your guys' end, but from the Department of Justice's point of view, like I think it's just like they're used to kind of doing whatever they want and nothing matters. I mean, it's similar to what we had to deal with a couple months ago with Manor fucking around on the docket with like the car seizure stuff and all that. Like, they didn't think that we would actually go and freeze all their assets because they're fucking around with like docket procedures, but we just did that shit. Like, people don't realize that like it is actually fuck around and find out. Like, if the state comes back to you today and says, fuck it, we'll build another prison, that shit's gonna get leveled.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm
like,
I'm excited to hear back
decision,
soon.
right?
And then something like that may be occurring. Not fully functional, but there's a lot of things on the table. Obviously, there's a lot of technical challenges that come along the way, like our old computer systems, this, that, and the third. But one thing that came to mind, right, while I was trying to dissect how he got to where he was, is if you're proclaiming the things that they're proclaiming, why have we not considered stripping of them of their citizenship? And I'm not saying we do this, but I do feel that this is a discussion that should be had.
Well, so typically in other jurisdictions, when someone is trying to usurp the government, I mean, in other places, not stateside, either they win and the government is flipped, but if they don't win, like they either are killed or they're removed, right?
That's
but
not
like when it
exactly
comes to,
true, because there's plenty of examples of spies and like that. I'll give you an example. There's a dude like 20 years ago. This is the only one that's coming to mind, but there's plenty of these where because spies operate everywhere. And, in the UK, there's a guy from Russia who was in the UK and he forced lithium onto someone, like, over time. And then he fled the country. And his citizenship was revoked. So,
I know what you're talking about with that. But I mean, like, in cases like these where it's more of a grander scale, right? It's not someone like one or a handful of individuals. Like, these people have taken over. Like, it would be like someone taking over Rikers Island. Like, that's insane.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
100%. Right?
Like, if that happened today, that would be fucking insane. The army would be there and they would be leveled.
Oh, 100. Exactly. But even of more extreme, if they were not able to, right? It's an active secession. It's a active war, right?
Exactly. Which is, yeah.
And
that's what kind of what I was getting around to is like,
yeah,
they don't really get stripped of citizenship. They kind of just get stripped of their.
I think that's something I want to open the discussion of tomorrow. Hopefully Angel's around. And I want to be rather clear here. I don't necessarily expect that they would be stripped of their citizenship. However, I do think that that discussion should happen, right? Even though I know what the conclusion is likely to be. Because
I mean, that's I see where you're coming from, where you think that like it might not go that way as far as the conclusion, but like, what else can we do to these people to actually punish them?
It's a mix of things, right? Because even before the punishment, I'm not even looking at it from a punishment perspective, but rather this brings legal clarity, right?
Oh, I see what you mean. Like, before even taking like. Yeah, okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah, because
hey, like that is kind of like, that's like what Angel's here for, to get the clarity to see if that's something that should be happening.
And, I don't think
maybe that is what it takes.
Yeah. Now I will say that they are looking to put some stuff together. We discussed like listen, if you want me to be honest, if I had to make a decision right now, and that was like wielded in my hands, which it's not, I would say they should have their citizenship revoked and that the court case is handled as it would be a normal court case. It would then be a like effectively it's a trial, but it's actually called a tribunal. And then, as a part of their sentencing, it would require reacclimation as a part of their sentence, right? So you're effectively having a court case, except what is leading to the trial is a removal of rights, citizenship. But as a part of the, hey, we are willing to not take the death penalty, example, you are getting what the sentencing would have been, but it requires that reacclimation. So what that reacclimation is, I don't know. It could be whatever.
I mean, like to be honest with you, if you would have said this like 2 weeks ago, I would have been like, yeah, maybe not. But like, what's happened in the last 2 weeks, I feel like this is entirely possible.
Yeah, it's because like this isn't us
it's
saying
unprecedented.
It's unprecedented. Yeah.
Like who knows when, because you've talked to the state, who knows they don't come back to you and say, yeah, just nuke these people. We don't want to deal with it. We can't be fucked. We're going to drop a bomb. We're going to drop a 500 kegger on the prison and build a new one. You know what I mean? Like they could just say that. I mean, they did that 8
I don't
years
think
ago,
that's happening in this case. Like the.
Well, you
the
know what I mean?
thing.
Like it can, like who knows what the state is going to say when they want to, like if they even want to deal with these people, they could just be like, no, we're not.
True.
With this.
Yeah. Where's it going to go with this? There's the reality too that we don't have a way to filter very well. So in other words, there's The reason there wouldn't be a bomb is that they're still citizens. Like, let's say all of these guys are self-proclaimed treasonous. Because there's one thing, is Babylon... You're not on the case, right?
No.
Okay, so I'll talk to you about it openly. There's obviously that legal question based on the evidence and blah, blah, blah. Are they or are they not guilty of treason, right? So that's an open question. And that, I think, is reasonable. I may believe they committed treason, but from the perspective of those overseeing the case, it's a undetermined conclusion until the court case happens. Fine.
Right.
But what is happening in Bolingbrook has now taken that needle to a extreme, right?
Well, I think that's where your tribunal comes in.
Correct.
Because, like, at this point, it's not like, oh, conceptually, did they treason or not? Where, like, how it was, like you said, before they've done all the things that they've done.
I mean, they've
now
literally infiltrated
now they're admitting
actively
to it.
government systems, our radios, our 311s. This isn't New Babylon. This is something much more insidious.
100%. And that's what I mean. Like, I feel like the case at this point is like, if charges get updated, evidence gets added with all the stuff that they've done recently, it's gonna be just a tribunal. Like, you can't dispute things that are absolute facts. Like, what lawyer is going to be able to present an argument against, like, hundreds of thousands of photos and incidents?
I do want to separate too that we're looking at Cleveland situations separate from our docket posting, because the Cleveland situation is not everyone, just like the resistance was not everyone, right? So there's also that avenue of, like, I fully expect, I haven't seen Lang around, but I fully expect this motherfucker gonna wake up and be like, what the fuck is this, right? Or he might go the opposite and be like, I'm the leader now. This is new Langalon.
Well, I mean it more so because there's a lot of adjacent, right? There's a lot of crossover with those people.
Well,
so for a lot of the people
DOC's
involved,
defected. A lot of them.
Well, yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah. So,
wait, a lot of them. I heard 3.
Apparently another one today. Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Oh God, Brian.
I've dealt with worse, for what it's worth. You know, this.
Have you? Than this? What's going on right now?
Yeah, Sanguine.
Oh, you know what? That's fair.
Sanguine
was. Sanguine was on a fucking island.
Brother, when I had to tell a bunch of, like, hyper leftist dumb fucks that just because their leader looks cute and like an adorable anime character, that doesn't mean that it's okay for their nation to attack ours with bombs and blow up government buildings and murder people, and that would not mean war, right? Now, keep in mind, PD was still so cooked back then that the majority of the panel was like, there's no probable cause to the war, to which I had to, like, pull my hair out and be like,
cause for a war?
Brother, it was a different time. I was sat there
insane.
just like, yeah, it was like, oh, like,
hey, Mr. President, did you have a probable cause for this war? It's like, no, what? We just went to war, guys. We decided,
oh my God,
as a government to go to war.
A lot of conversations back then were like, it was one of those, like, I remember the moment too, because when it was said, I was like speechless. And, like, I could tell their reaction was like, got him.
Supposed to say?
There was like, no, but it was one of those.
I was gonna say, what are you even supposed to say?
Like, oh, got him. It's like, no, I can't say anything because I'm so taken aback by, like, the lack of, like, understanding of, like, basic shit.
That's diabolical.
Yeah.
What's the probable cause for war? It sounds like some shit that would happen today.
Yeah, and
that's fucking crazy. That was a serious question.
It was so insane. It was like the day after we won, and it was their, like, internal PD tribunal, and I'm just like, so the state and the Senate are like, yes, Brian, we're going to war, and the senator was with us, and you as a local police department are telling me I fucked up by, like,
listening to the senator.
Oh yeah, I fucking turned my badge in that day. Actually, it was
what
beautiful.
else could you do?
After I heard that and I left, I, like, drove, and I'm like, why would I want to work here? These people are insane. And So I put my badge down while they were still discussing. I went to the news and I took a photo with some like, some American flags, and they posted a news article that Brian's quit, and I just went full like outed everything.
Jesus.
And they learned that I quit through Twitter.
From the newspaper?
Yeah, from the newspaper.
That's
yeah.
fucking...
Oh my God. Yeah.
That's insane. I mean, hell, I've had conversations with people like that where, I mean, people are scorned from the past and are worried, even still, some people are like, oh, Angel's gonna go full corrupt. Oh my goodness, how could she do these things? When Angel is like probably the most level-headed person in the department, like just kind of like, yeah, these things are happening. Let's evaluate this properly.
There's a lot of phrases that get thrown around because it's high school, right? You have to keep that in mind. And exactly. High school conversations usually reduce down to say a word, but you don't have to have substance to it, right? So as long as you go around saying corrupt, 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 right? The reasoning and the logic doesn't need to be there, right?
But what I would tell people, because like people are like, oh, the Babylonians aren't even going to get a trial. It's like, brother, if the people, the judges on the case decide to not, like back when it was like more like the trial was going to happen, right? Like when they first got warrants put up, people were like, oh, well, they're not even going to let it go to trial because all this. And I'm like, if that doesn't go to trial, I will impeach the judges myself. And if the impeachment gets dismissed, then I'm quitting. Like that's so absurd to even assert that something like that would happen. I don't know. But like I feel you on that, where it's like certain things, it's like if this happened, I would just be done. Like what else? Like there's nothing else to do. You know what I mean? And especially from what you just told me, if I can't blame you for setting the fucking badge down if they ask you the PC for fucking war.
Sorry, just doing something real quick.
No, you're good.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. We had like fucking TAC groups. My squad went in like undercover, like not undercover, but like while the war was happening, we had like a submarine installing folks, to go and like blow up AA cannons and shit. Oh.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with this one. This is a good conversation. Like I said, I don't necessarily expect these things because I think it's more than the majority are going to be able to comprehend, because I don't, when we look at New Babylon, when we look at the resistance stuff, for a lot of people, unfortunately, this is just San Andreas right now, can only perceive it through the lens of a bank truck. And what I mean by that is, did they do something bad? Yes. But do they see it for what it actually is, right? Probably not. So going through those major steps, while we could be sat in a room and be like, yes, this is what it is, this is reasonable, that doesn't mean that the citizenry would feel the same, right? So, but 100%. I do want the conversation anyways, because I think it'll be interesting.
I'll let Angel know that you want to talk to her tomorrow if possible.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I feel you on that. It's like, it's hard to comprehend what could possibly be done to these people after the damage that they've done to the state. Like, I feel like it's becoming harder to find something punitive enough to punish them.
Yeah. Once again, it's not the punishment thing. It's more, how do we approach this thing, right? Because it opens up a lot more avenues. Even if there's smaller new avenues, there's still some avenues, right?
Right.
Like, could we APC the fucking tower, right? As an example. So, anyways, hey, Sean, always appreciate it. And
no problem.
We'll
I'll
talk
let her
soon.
know right now.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
All
Take
right.
it easy.
Bye. By the way, chat, what I'm trying to say is, like, I want to have that conversation for the RP, but I don't necessarily expect that's what's going to happen, because in RP, it makes sense that you would have these conversations